This one? Please tell me it was that one. Was it that one? Yes, it was that one. Yay! Sorry. I had an audio update between last stream and today. Oh, sorry, between last time and today. Didn't realize I messed with my OBS settings. Anyways. Uh... Why is this not working properly? Screw it, I'll just put it like this. Screw it, I don't care. Wait, what? I edit this. Alright, no. I have to delete it. Whatever, why must you be such a pain in the ass? It's not even posting there. It's not even posting the right freaking thing. God damn it. Give me a moment, guys. I'm posting the right thing. No. Shoot. Ah. Crap. This never works how it's supposed to. Give me a moment. Why must it always be like this? Seriously. There it is. There we go. That's working how we want it to. Yes, it is. That is good. Yes, very good, very good. Alright, let's close that and get back to the game. Alright, we're live. Everything seems to be working fine. I got mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check,
Stop it. Get some help.
Well, fine, I will. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. Let's do this. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see. Yep. All right, let's load. All right, we're back into it. I just realized the game is very, very quiet. All right. I don't know how loud the game is compared to me, so if you're in chat, let me know. Ow. Okay, what is going on with my headset? Why is it hurting? Ah, that's why. So Juno ordered Pixie to clean up the puddle on the floor and drag me to another compartment onto the jet. Look, I have a shower stall here. Here, you turn on the water, like this. As you know, just ask me, I'll set everything up for you. I stare at the flashing buttons on the panel, as if it were the mother of heaven descended from the clouds and had no idea what to do. Alright, so I'm wondering, are we on a planet that's like very, very like Renaissance age or something like that? As soon as Juno worked out, I was left alone in the booth and hastily undressed. Pixie. Yes, Vulpine. I'm listening. Can you turn on the water for me? Of course, one. Just a second. After a couple of months, the water poured down on it from all sides. I almost screamed in surprise. It was like a waterfall. I almost slipped on the floor, but I managed to grab the walls. Somehow, getting used to these miracles, I began to wash. Pixie always going to small brush and advised me to brush my teeth. I didn't resist, although we usually clean our teeth with another thing, a special piece of cloth. When I came out, Juno was sitting in a chair, and her helmet showed nothing. I thought she had fallen asleep, but as soon as I took a step, the picture appeared. So did you figure it out? Yes, Pixie helped me. Thank you for me. Thank you for that. I've been thinking about where you could sleep tonight. I guess you can sleep on my bed. And I'll sleep in the cryo chamber. Usually, I don't have visitors. Gino smiled at me. Aw, look at that. Look at that adorable smile. Look at it. Look at that smile. It's adorable. You know, I'm surprised Wish isn't here. He's the one who's been asking me when am I going to get back to this. Juno voice? Here's the thing. My Steam Deck voice mod got an update. And my Steam Deck button doesn't work anymore. So I'm hoping I just have to. Let me see if I can do this. I'll just put it here. Let's make sure I have the right voice selected on it. Here it is.
Alright, first I gotta see what actually turns on. Okay, yeah, it looks like it does turn on. I don't know if it's actually going through on the, drain side. So, right, I'm just talking normally with the... I think it's on. Yeah, it says it's on. So I don't know what a style their computer is, and... Is it working? Is it actually working?
Hello? Did it... Oh.
Alright, so you're saying it is working. Oh, which might be at work right now? Oh, sad face. Shoot. Has anyone tried DMing Wish? Guess I could DM him. There it is. Let me send him a message. Maybe he's still hunting for ram to eat. I mean, he says he's offline, so I'm not the only. I'm not the only.
Alright, so I have to ask then, what, do you have any DDR4? that are higher than 30 that are higher than 3,000. Oh. Yeah, I've got DDR4 and currently have 3,000 mega transfers. Oh well. Well, let's continue this. You know, smile at me. I don't know. I know. I don't know. It sounds wrong to me. I mean, it's your jet. I don't want to kick you out of your own bed. Maybe you'd rather lie down on the bed yourself and I'm in this... What did you call it?
That's very nice of you. I'd rather lie down in the crowd chamber capsule myself. It's not turned on right now, of course. What if you press some buttons in your sleep? Also, I'm used to sleeping there, and it might be uncomfortable for you. So lie down on my bed. Don't worry.
Juno pointed to a bed in the corner of the compartment. The bed looked exactly the same size as ours, but bigger. I couldn't even dream of such a big bed. Then, good night, I guess.
Good night. Oh yeah, I guess.
Don't you wish good night? Aurora. Oh, something going on tonight? What, Wish? What? Wait, what kind of job do you have where it was doing that to you? Do you work at that kind of strip place, huh? Naughty, naughty. Yeah, he's doing it for the RAM. Alright. Yeah. I think he needs DR4 though. Wait, wasn't he saving up to buy a computer later this month? Oh, DDR5. There you go. He needs DDR5. He's a protogen with tastes. Alright, let's continue this. Wait, so you're saying... Wait, tonight's the Aurora Borealis? Oh. Sorry to hear that, Wish. I wish I could help you, honestly, I do. I mean, I've got some old RAM sticks, but they're a DDR4. Ooh. Oh. Well, it's cloudy right now. And it's supposed to be cloudy tomorrow, too. So I wouldn't be able to see it anyways. Alright, but let's continue. Don't you wish good night?
No, just say bye. Bye, Vulpine. See you tomorrow.
I smiled and shrugged my shoulders. Bye, Juno. Time lapse. Our journey continued the next day. As it turned out, Juno was a pretty early bird. Let's hope Black Friday can knock that price down. Let's hope. Also, let's hope there's supply for you. Jesus! Oh, Tex. Why? Why must you scream? Ow! And a bonk. Peter! Why'd you bonk me? If I were you, just like I hope I hope Mommy Juno can knock me. Please wish. Hi. Wait. Hi. Wait. There's someone named Hi. What? Is your channel is literally just called Hi? Well, hi. I'm doing fine. How are you doing, Hi? So hi. I'm saying hi to Hi because he's high, or my Hi. Yeah, I really hope the chip shortage doesn't affect GPUs and SSDs. And if it does, it just doesn't last for too long. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright, Hi. Yeah, I'm hoping by the time I actually, my birthday comes around and I go to buy parts, the shortage isn't still going on. If not, I'll just have to bite the bullet and wait even longer. You know, chew on it a bit. Alright, let's continue the story. Our journey continued the next day. As it turned out, Gina was a pretty early bird. She got up even earlier than I was used to. The sun had not yet risen. And yet she was already walking around the jet. Sometimes hiding in her laboratory. Let's see. You're saying shortage glass. Oh, fuck that. If I'm not able to get everything right now, then I can definitely buy it over. I hope that the shortage doesn't last that long, Peter. Because that's gonna make gaming games gonna be very hard to get into if that does happen. The next day my whole body ached. I wasn't used to such long travels. I'd never walked so much before. Gino informed me that we would stay at this location for another day to take a few remaining samples, and then go to the swamp at night to collect materials of our nocturnal plants and animals. I didn't mind. Although I didn't want to go anywhere, Gino's bed turned out to be just magical. Soft as a feather, comfortable, big. It was a pleasure to sleep on it. I hope not, Peter. I seriously hope not. Then again, if we do go back to like 80s and 90s tech, I would be okay with that. Of course it is. Okay, that reminds me. I recently saw an ad for I shall keep the company name unnamed for now, but it is delivery company. Ooh, that's a tough one. See, I've had both. I have both right now. And I've had cats the longest. But I like dogs. And unfortunately, I am allergic to dogs. Well, not dogs, like specifically, but dog dander, if that makes sense. But I've consistently had a cat at least for the past 20 or so years. Ow. Why you doggone bonk me, Peter? Why you do that? But I've had both cats and dogs. But I lean towards cats because I'm not allergic to them. Alright, let's continue the story. And what I like the most, no Pepeton, trying to drag me off to always the same breakfast and exercise with Damien. But despite how much I rejoiced at freedom that finally appeared, an unpleasant longing stirred in my chest. Desk. Why does he desk? Misread. When we were walking through the woods and Gino was collecting remaining samples, she asked, Wait. Button. Where's the button? There's the button.
Why are you so sad? Did something happen?
I immediately kick my thoughts away and try to take control of my facial expression. No, it's fine. I was just thinking. Why do you ask?
I don't know. I thought you were worried about something. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, then of course, you don't have to.
I currently have a Palico. Brown, black, brown, and white Palico. Wish that timing. Wish that timing. Timing wish. You want to what, my cat? You typed in you want to fuck her the moment I talked about my cat. That's just terrible timing all around. Wish. How bad is your timing? Oh God. I think he meant Juno. I think he meant he wants Juno from the game. But I just had the bad timing of talking about my cat patches. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Wish. Your timing was just bad right there. I just realized something. Give me a moment. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's continue. Juno gave up her questions too quickly and smiled as she went back to work. We continued to wade through the forest, and thanks to Juno, it was easier for us. She found the best pathways by scanning the area with her helmet, and I could immerse myself in not the most joyful thoughts. I was thinking about my parents. I was gone for 2 days already, which had never happened before, and I didn't know how they were feeling right now, or what they were doing out there. Oh God, Peter! Did you seriously? You actually did it? Let me see. Oh, jeez. Well, he didn't actually do it. It's more like the way it's contact. It's put. It's like he wants to. Just bad timing all around. Well, your wish was granted. Well, no, never mind. Let's not grant that wish. Yeah, Smasher passed Juno now, yep. Why is my chat not updating on YouTube? All of a sudden my chat on YouTube stopped updating. Give me a moment. Okay, that was weird. Some messages on YouTube didn't go through for some reason. Like I saw them pop up on the overlay, but I didn't see them in the actual chat. Like I'll have the chat box here open on my left, and I saw it pop up on OBS, but I didn't see them pop up on yeah, just multi-streaming thing. I wish I could figure out how to get it so that it comes up like, hey, this is YouTube, hey, this is Twitch, but I can't. Actually, no, give me a moment. Let me see if I can. This is alright. Streamlabs. Give me a moment. I need to check this now because it's gonna annoy the hell out of me if I don't do it. Alright. Please tell me I can separate the chats to. So I can like label which one's YouTube and which one's Twitch. Give me a moment, guys. On stream maintenance, everyone. Well, you haven't done it yet. It just makes it sound like you actually want to do it. Yeah, I'm just giving way more time to look at Juno. Alright. Oh, there it is. Show the platform. If I can get a message from both sides to see if this worked. Oh, there it is. It worked. Don't like the way that looks, though. Let's keep the box sitting. Oh, trust me. I made sure I didn't. That's the one thing I made sure I didn't have on. Okay, I'll double check right now. Yeah, good. Thank you for telling me to check. Let me see. Properties, DLC. It is not installed. Okay, good. Alright, it is not installed. I can check and look at, there's a checkbox I can check to see if it is installed. And it shows it is unchecked, which means it is not installed. Whew. Alright. Oh. Let's move this a bit higher in case the chat box goes. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so now it shows both sides. Got it. Alright. Should be good now. Now I'm just gonna lock it down. And actually, no, I'm gonna do one more thing. I just realized one more thing I wanted to do before I continue on. Alright, so I wanted to actually choose something. Be nice, chat, be nice. Is there a way to make everyone's... Let's try this one. I may have fucked that up a bit. Hello? Chat box not working now? Okay, chat. I broke the chat box. Crap. Oh no, there it is. Maybe a tad too big. Let's go down to 30. No, I'm not muted. I know I'm not muted. I know for a fact I'm not muted. You're not pulling that one on me. Alright. You want a bonk? Alright, let me get you a bonk. I have a bonk here somewhere. Where's that bonk? I don't have a bonk. Why do I not have a bonk? I could have sworn I had a bonk. There, bonk. No, you don't have to put Wish on a timeout. Alright, let's continue. We've been at this page a while now. Alright, let's keep going. They must have been terribly worried. Totally freaked out. And I was sure they were looking for me. But what could I do? Did I push myself to such an act? I kicked the tree bench to my foot inside. I didn't make this choice in the first place. I didn't want to be the chosen. But now, for once, I chose what to do and where to go. Peter, no bullying. No bullying. I'm watching, Peter. You better not bully. Then don't do it. You have a snow leopard you need to call? Okay. Alright. But now, for once, I chose what to do and where to go. Gino was fun, but from time to time, I thought back to my parents, even though I tried to control it.
Hey, I think we can go back to Pixie. By the way, I was thinking, maybe you need to pack something to eat? What about mushrooms? We could cook them. Have a kitchen on the jet.
Calling Mr. Snap after this? Okay. Gino turned to me holding the last sample, which she shoved into my backpack. I immediately tensed up. God, Wish! Wish! I know what. Why isn't that? Okay, that's weird. Why is that? Why is that emote not working? I'm not sure. Gino turned to me holding the last sample, which she shoved into my backpack. I immediately tensed up. I really didn't know a damn thing about mushrooms. Only that bright red and bright yellow are deadly poisonous mushrooms that can kill a huge animal. But which of the others were edible? It's probably better to dig up the roots of plants. They are more nutritious and tastier. Our mushrooms are not that good. Yeah, I think it's because that's a YouTube emote specifically that it works on YouTube, but on I'm guessing the Streamlabs that's used the software that's used to capture the chat isn't it's still recently added to it. Yeah, I think it's just the YouTube chat specifically, like the YouTube capture. Okay.
Okay, whatever you say. What do you usually eat?
Oh, elbow bump. Oh, elbow bump. Oh, elbow bump. Oh, Trout. Funny Bone. Oh, you make me remember Funny Bone hits. Oh, well, a lot of things. All sorts of cereals, vegetables, fruit. We also eat meat. We have a whole family of hunters in the village. They bring home game animals, and fishermen provide fish.
Do you need to buy all this from each other?
Not really. We exchange with each other what we can. Hunters and fishermen usually bring meat and fish. Farmers bring vegetables, fruits, and cereals. Ranchers get milk and eggs. Tailors provide clothes. They get food for it. In general, everyone does what they can.
Interesting. Quite an old system.
We are alone here. The elders used to sell some things to neighboring villages for crystals, but they live far away and our relations have deteriorated. So we have been supporting ourselves for several years.
So, you have crystals? Great. We'll need to find a couple.
We will need to go to the lands of the eastern villages. They have mountains there in which crystals are mined.
Great, we'll go there. So, what kind of roots did you want to dig up?
I scratched the back of my head and looked around carefully. It was necessary to come up with a bright idea right now. With the idea right now. Actually, I really needed to find food. I couldn't just eat Juno's supplies. She probably had a limited amount meant only for her, but I didn't want to get poisoned again at all. In the end, I pointed to a plant that looked more or less familiar. These. They're nutritious and delicious. Just a second. I took hold of the stems and pulled with all strength, almost plopping down on my ass. There were too few roots, so I had to pull a few more of them. I think that's enough. You'll like it. Juno shrugged her shoulders. Well, I hope so.
Well, I hope so. Come on, let's see, we'll help you.
Back on the jet, we started cooking. I didn't know how to cook. After all, my parents were villagers, cooked all the food for me throughout my life. And therefore I didn't know at all what to do with the raw ingredients. But I didn't want to lose face in front of Juno, so I tried to deal with it. In the end, I just washed roots and put them into boiling water. The dish turned out disgusting. It was a stretch to even call it a dish. The roots turned out to be quite different from what I expected. They were sour, bitter, softened like oatmeal, and bland. But Juno was watching me carefully as I ate, so I had to carefully control my facial expressions. Yeah, I'm pretty much clowning myself. Hey look, that one worked. And what good timing, like I said, I'm pretty much clowning myself. But yeah, it looks like, hey, that emote worked on YouTube side. I think, yeah, 2 of those emotes work on YouTube. I think they're all working now. I think it just took a while for it to load the emotes. think it just took a while to probably load the emo. Some do and some don't. Or that. Yeah, I think it just took a moment to load the emotes properly on their end. Or maybe some emotes just don't work. Well, let's continue on with the story. Yeah, okay, looks like some work and some don't. Okay, now we know some work and some don't. Got it. Well, wait a second.
Well, how do you like it?
After all my strength into not making a face, it's great. So yummy. I almost choked. One of the pieces got stuck in my throat and I immediately washed down with water. Juno was sitting across from me, her head propped on her hand.
Honestly, it looks disgusting.
She made a sad expression with her helmet, but I'd already gotten used to most of her digital facial expressions. It was still strange for me not to see the face of the person I was communicating with, and only a picture, like in a book. No, I'm telling you, it's yummy. Sure you don't want to try it? Gino shook her head.
No, I have my old food. Thank you, Vulpine. The smell is even worse than the sight of this thing. Do you really eat that?
More than likely, our character does not know how to cook and just completely screwed up the cooking process. Part of me thinking in my head, how the hell do you screw up cooking carrots, potatoes, turnips? Well, actually, turnips can be easily screwed up. But it's like potatoes and carrots? How do you screw those up? There's a quick grill and neither one will work. Yes. You need to learn how to cook, my friend. Yes, it's very healthy. There are a lot of different sorts of, well, vitamins and other useful substances in the plant. And it tastes much better than it looks.
It's so great that every planet has its own interesting traditions.
I put on a smile, which wasn't so easy for me. I really wish I had like a transition song right here. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, we're clowning ourselves here, guys. See, I would have learned the basics on how to cook, but then again, with how he was being treated in his village, it kind of makes sense that he doesn't even take care of himself, considering because he was the chosen. He didn't have to do anything himself. Everyone did it for him. That is terrible. That is that sounds more like a curse. That sounds like a curse. Peter, Wish, where'd you guys go? YouTube's still talking, and you guys are just kaput, gone, psycho. Used to be called it Tilia. But you appeared at night and replaced Iria, our son. Ah, they're lurking. They're lurking. They're lurking. All lurking. Oh, and Wish is playing Mindustry. Mindustry? He's playing Minecraft. We had been walking through the swamp for half the night, all the while Juno was looking with interest at all the bugs, worms, and spiders that came across our way. In the swamps, these critters were big, the size of a palm, so I once again tried not to step on them. Monkey! And it, YouTube chat froze on me again on my end. Great. Why must it freeze?
Let it continue playing for me. I wish to see the messages. I saw a monkey on OBS, but not in the chat box. But I am seeing froggies. In the swamps, these critters were... Okay, so I read this already. Yeah, rip. Yeah, I don't get, but I'm having issues with, like, the YouTube chat not continuing to play properly. What? Gino didn't stand at all and grabbed them with her bare hands, examining and touching each vile swamp creature. Oh, so she's that kind of girl, huh? Not afraid to get dirty. I see what attracts Wish. Gino's a dirty, dirty girl. Smash. 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 Look at those hips. Freaking Wish. Alright, at this rate, we're never gonna get through the story. You better put it down. Gino stroked the furry body of a well-fed, bright red spider with fluffy paws. I'm sure Juno stroked the furry body of a well-fed, bright red spider with fluffy paws. OMG! Smash! Oh well. The very sight of it gave me goosebumps, and I wanted to either run away or smear this monster across the ground with one kick. But Gino didn't share my views on these creatures. To her, they were all interesting and cute. What?
Why are you overreacting? Look how pretty it is. Such cute fluffy legs.
Cute? These brats look like monsters. Gino smiled at me gently.
Well, many inhabitants of the universe look like monsters, but in fact are very nice and kind creatures. For example, the inhabitants of planet OU871098-E look like huge mutated worms and stink of natural mucus. But they are very pleasant guys. They were so hospitable. They invited me to their palace right away, showed me everything, and allocated a whole delegation to give me an excursion around their planet. They invited me to come back, but so far I've had no time to make a visit.
Can I ask a question?
Of course, Vulpine. Ask. Why do you need permission?
Wait, what's going on? What? What Wish? What do you mean what's going on? Alright, what do you need clarification on, Wish? Wait, no? Stream's still up? The stream's still up? Okay. Oh, you crashed. Oh, you had me worried for a second there. Why is my phone going off now? Happy Leif Erikson Day. Better put my phone on silence. Alright, here we go. Where was I? I was over here. Well, It's just a bit of a personal question. Juno waved her hand.
Of course, ask. I'm listening.
Why did you decide to, well, travel the universe? Have you always wanted to do this? Or did you just have no choice? There was silence. Juno apparently was considering my question. She lowered her hand, allowing the vile, terribly red-bellied thing that was barely even worth calling a creature at all to crawl away. Is this some kind of painful topic for you then?
No. I was just thinking how to make the story short.
You want us to hear? God, yeah, I think Hi and Wish are so want to see are really down bad for Juno.
You know, my species has a long history. We were once just some slaves created to replace real soldiers in war. An artificial species created in labs with the help of science. But after many efforts, we gained our freedom and became a normal species with free will. Since then, most of us pursue either an assortment of collective goals or individual dreams. Some protogens will work for our government and complete special missions. Some live a normal life on our home planet, and some of them, like me, live on their own and travel through the universe. Since I was born, I always wanted to study biology. But maybe because that was imprinted in my genes when I was created. I've never thought about anything else since I became free.
And yeah, for those of asking, once we get to certain parts in the game, I do Discord only streams. I am planning to. I am not letting that one go through. No! Who gave that a yes? Yeah, no. When it comes, Peter, when it comes to words get through, I probably should have said that. I'm the one that has to go okay or deny them. No, I mean, it's going to go through in the future streams anyways. I just try to keep it, try to control, like, certain phrases from getting through. But yeah, as I was saying, if you're in my Discord, for this game, I do plan to, replay certain parts with the spiciness in. And I'd be playing up to the same point I would, like, the actual stream. And that's mainly because, well, terms of service on these platforms. Anyways, let's get back to it. Alright, let's get back to the game. So it's like, your fate? Something like that? Gino turned to me with a thoughtful expression on her helmet.
Fate? Is that like a religious concept about predetermined future?
Yes, something like that. Here we have, for example, Mother of Heaven. She creates fate. She lives on a cloud and weaves destiny for everyone from heavenly threads. And you can't go against this fate. She decides who you will become, what you will do, and in general, she determines your whole life.
And how do you know what she decided?
Well, usually someone just lives their whole life without making any changes and believes that this is the only way it should be. The roof of your house fell in, so this is your fate. A flood killed all your cattle, your fate. A lean year? Very simple. This is your fate. So they're pretty much this planet. They're a bunch of lazy asses. We live like that, and we only believe in fate. Oh God, they're Neji Hyuga. They're a bunch of Nejis. Oh God.
What about the unusually?
I'll let that one slide. I don't know if they allow that in their religious practices. I frowned, not understanding what Juno meant. What do you mean? I just realized something I gotta fix on this end. There we go. There we go. Okay. I need to keep track of some stuff on the server that I did. I'm doing. What do you mean?
Well, you said it's usually like this. But what about the exceptions?
I bit my lip thinking about her words. My gaze fell on Tilia, frozen in the sky, illuminated by a pink purplish glow. Well, we're in an interesting time in the Discord, only just taking a peek at the Rule 34 shit. Oh, God. Yeah. Well, one time our elder said that Lit, this is the younger brother of the Mother of Heaven, came to him and told him that one boy from our village is the chosen one. And Lit told of his fate, that he was destined to live in the village all his life, and then, when he turned 21, become the head of the settlement. And that boy is supposed to save our village and its inhabitants from some terrible trouble in the future. I don't actually have a permalink for my Discord. I wish I did, honestly. Unless there's a way to make... I never figured out how to make a permalink for my Discord, actually. Give me a moment. Yeah, give me a second. Oh, it's just okay. Shoot. Okay, so apparently, in order for me to make a permalink, I need to make a community server. So I don't actually have a community server yet. So I guess for now a temp one. Why did my game do that? No. Now here's the thing. Before I, like I said, I have a. Oh, why is it? Oh my God, game. Oh, shut up, Patches. Shut up. Oh, shit. Great, I missed some freaking... No, Patches. I missed some. I'll have to rewatch it. There we go. Oh, sorry, cat. I missed the. Is there a way to turn back the? I missed all that. God damn it. Why must you always do this when I'm streaming, cat? Hold it, I gotta go back and watch the restream. I gotta go back and watch the restream because I missed all that dialogue. Okay, and that boy is supposed to save our village from its terrible future. And if he leaves, nothing can be saved, and our village will be destroyed. That's horrible. How can they say such things about a child? It's simply unacceptable. Okay, so I didn't miss too much. Okay, good to know. Had to go by careful. What's on? Okay, so before I am planning to make an actual like community server. Because my Discord right now is like more like for close friends. So I think maybe I should actually make one and have a perma Discord link for community. So I'll probably after tonight's. I didn't realize that, despite having Discord for so long, I never actually looked into making a community one. I didn't realize they were different. Now I do. So probably more than likely after this stream, I'll make a community one and probably put in a bot command or something. And probably have like a perma link in my YouTube description. But for now, let's continue. I shrugged my shoulders. I don't know, but I mean, this boy didn't like what he heard at all, and he has lived like this all his life, not daring to do anything of his own free will. The village decided everything for him because they believed that since he was their savior, it meant that he became their property. Something like that.
Sad story. When did it happen? Did this boy save his village?
I smiled mirthlessly. Well, no. In fact, it is still unclear how the story will end. The boy is now, well, he's in the village, and is preparing to save the village from who knows what.
Do you believe that? In his fate?
Gino looked at me with undisguised interest. For her, it all probably sounded like a fairy tale. However, it did for me too. I didn't know what to say. I didn't believe in fate, but at the same time I understood that if my fate was predetermined, I wouldn't know about it. But if it's really like that, what if something happened to the village when I left? To be honest, no. I don't believe in it. At least, that's what I thought. That there is no fate. And there is no mother of heaven or lit either. Sour or sweet candy? Ooh. It depends on the candy. I have a very distinct weak spot for caramel and citrus dark chocolate. Like, you know, like the orange dark chocolate balls you can buy during the holidays. Oh, those are my favorite. And if they're caramel filled, oh, you can't keep them away from me. Salted caramel, though, I think is probably up there. So salted caramel and uh, dark chocolate covered any dried fruit. Honestly, great. Now I want to go grab some. I want to go grab some dark chocolate pomegranates. Oh, yeah. Cadbury eggs. I have a love-hate relationship with those. In the last few years, I have found the Cadbury eggs to be a little too sweet. I think it's because I'm enjoying I enjoy dark chocolate nowadays instead of milk chocolate. Wish, you're calling it a night? Why are you calling it a night, Wish? What's up? Okay, I guess Wish is calling it a night. Alright, we'll continue without him. Ah, okay. The boyfriend. Got it. Alright. All this fiction in order to make life easier for people.
What do you mean? Make life easier?
Well, people have always been afraid of a lot of things. Death, for example. Or crop failure. They didn't know how to deal with that, so they came up with the fairy tale that some woman in heaven decides everything, that she runs everything. And after that, she will take us to heaven and let us work in helping create the universe. Somehow it made life easier, and people are not so afraid to die anymore. Sounds familiar.
Well, that's the exact idea of religion. It's similar on most of the planets with intelligent species. Though I'm surprised you understand that despite your limited knowledge about our universe.
Gino smiled gently at me.
You are truly a black sheep.
Our arched an eyebrow, not understanding what Gino was talking about. I am gonna drink some water, because I am thirsty. My throat's getting dry. Probably shouldn't have had those Doritos before stream. What am I?
I have heard such an expression on one planet. A black sheep means that you're different from others, not like them.
Huh. I smiled and nodded. Yes, I guess I really was a black sheep. What about you? You said that some of you live far away from your planets. Is that a common thing?
Not a common thing, but not too rare either. Especially for scientist-type protogens. Some of us wanted freedom more than others. So it's okay for a protogen to live a lonely life without making contact with other protogens. For me, the universe and its nature is much more interesting than anything else. There are so many new and unexplored things out there in space.
And you never wanted to go back home? Of course, still smash. Look at her. Yeah, I think a lot of us would wreck that. Gino shrugged as she bagged another sample. I almost said banged. I almost said banged instead of bag.
Maybe sometimes, but not that much. Before I gained my freedom of will, I was working in a lab every day. I usually worked with other protogen scientists. But since Bill became free, nobody wanted to work with others. And everyone started their own journey as a lonely scientist. Besides, the first generation protogens never had families or close friends. It's not something we're supposed to learn in our so-called childhood.
How is that possible? Weren't you born by your mothers? Or at least eggs or something like that?
As I already said, we were created artificially in laboratories. We were created with the help of genetic engineering and VR training.
What?
Well, it's something like deciding which characteristics the creature will have before it's born. You can make it strong, fast, tall, short, and so on. The only difference from fate is that it's decided by another creature, not a god. Our creators made us strong and healthy, but obedient. Gladly, we destroyed our shackles and started a new life. But I won't tell you the whole story right now. It's really too long, and I have to explain too many things. Besides, I already told you a lot of things that I shouldn't have.
Except for the slavery? Except for the slavery? It sounds very cool. I'd be happy to have the possibility to travel to distant places. I've been dreaming of traveling all my life to see at least our planet, but, well, I couldn't.
Why not?
Well, I don't have a jet to fly everywhere, and it's dangerous to travel alone on foot for such a weak creature like me. Though it's not so scary with someone else. I don't have any friends here.
I'm sorry to hear that, Vulpine. Well, I don't know if it's already in your culture to not have friends.
No, it isn't actually. My peers have a lot of friends, but in short, I don't have anyone. Just parents. But they're not friends. This is different. Gino asked shrewdly.
You have no friends because you don't believe in Mother of Heaven and Lit?
Hearing this from her, I smiled. It sounded really absurd, but I couldn't really say why I really didn't have any friends. I didn't want to admit that I lied to Gino and wasn't qualified to help with her research. That I just grabbed the first chance I got to escape from the prison in which I spent my whole life. If Gino hadn't gotten in my way, what would I have done? Probably, I would have returned to the village. I would have come up with some story, begged the villagers to take me back, assure them that I realized all mistakes and would never do anything like this again. Or maybe I will just disappear into the woods, because it would be better than returning to my home. I think so, to some extent. I once told my friend Damien that I don't believe in all this. He reacted very aggressively, and he called me a betrayer. I haven't told anyone since then that I think it's all nonsense. Gino smiled gently at me.
Well, it doesn't matter now. Look, Vulpine, you're chatting right now. This is probably not what you expected and dreamed of, but...
I shook my head, interrupting Gino. No, it's great, really. It's... Even now, this is the coolest adventure of my life. Besides, I was very lucky. I met you! I never thought I would ever see inhabitants of other planets. It's so cool when your friend is an alien from outer space. I laughed merrily, sincerely, but for some reason, Gino didn't share my joy. It was as if I said something wrong, but I didn't understand what exactly. The image on her helmet changed, the smile disappeared, giving way to a sad expression. Is everything alright? Did I say something wrong?
Let's get ready. I've already finished here. Let's scan the rest of my helmet. We can finish with this territory and go to the next tomorrow morning. Here. Take the samples and put them in your backpack.
I immediately picked up the bag samples and shoved them into the large bag behind my shoulders. Gino, are you sure you're okay? I'm sorry if I blurted something out. Maybe it has something other meaning to you? I didn't even know.
It's okay, Vulpine, forget it. Kino smiled, but it seemed that
Gino smiled, but it seemed to me that even on the helmet, the smile looked too artificial and forced. No, really, if I said something wrong.
I saw the pop-up. No. Okay, God, why does it randomly do that? Tuck. It's okay. I told you. Come on. Dixie's waiting for us. There are the rules roots of yours that you cooked yesterday. Hope it will pass for dinner.
I barely restrained a pained groan as I followed Gino with my backpack at the ready for any last-minute samples. Wait, what? What are you talking about, Peter? Gino and her tentacles. Something interesting to look forward to in the future. What? Peter, context. I don't know what you're talking about. Screw it, I'm gonna continue with the story. Of course you were looking up My Furry Protogen 4. Wait. That's typically... Wait. What? I fear for my safety. Of course. The smash from high. And again, my chat box crashed on me. Alright. I think they've gone bad. They're not usually stored for so long. Well, I can read it on Discord. I mean, not on Discord, on OBS, but not on, you know what I can do? Hold it. I know what I can do. Where is it? That's not what I wanted. Maybe this one? Alright, can someone on the YouTube side put something? Alright, I'll just do it on the test. Okay, that didn't work. See, if I don't use this thing, it doesn't work properly. Ow. Why you bonk me? Okay, so it's picking up. It picks up the Twitch chat, but not YouTube. Why not YouTube? Yeah, and it's supposed to be the same one that. No, it's not that. There's a dock on OBS that allows me that you can put in the multi chats, but for some reason it just will not work for YouTube. Don't need that one. I don't need that one. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Yeah, it's like for some I can see, like the chat will pop up on OBS, like on the preview, but it will not pop up like in. Oh, there it is. Now it's working. Okay, now it's working. Alright, now I can see chat on my end, on the dock. But just real quick, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Right. You know, I think they've gone. Alright, back to the story. You know, I think they've gone bad. They're usually not stored for so long.
Weird. I scanned it before I left, and they were fresh. Besides, I froze them and...
And we never freeze them. Though they probably already gone bad. I'm telling you for sure, it's better not to eat anymore.
Oh, well, okay. Why would you eat them?
Do you have any of those fruits you gave me?
I'll check while we explore there. Don't worry, I won't leave you hungry full time.
Gino turned around and smiled at me over her shoulder, but there was still something fake in her smile. But I didn't understand what I was guilty of. I think she knows. She knows. We finished with the territory of forests around the northern valley headed south, where a hot desert with a mercilessly scorching sun awaited us. As it turned out, Gino couldn't stand high temperatures, and well, what was the point in hiding it? I've never actually been to this place. I just knew it existed. I've read about it in books. Gino wasn't thrilled because her cooling system, as she called it, were having a hard time coping with such heat.
It's scorching hot here. It's awful. Let's quickly scan everything here and get it over with.
Yeah, you're right. I don't want to stay here for a long time either. Gino began to eliminate everything with the yellowish light that came from her helmet. She squatted down to study the sand and rocks while I loitered nearby, squinting from the blinding rays.
Look, are you sure no one lives here?
Gino got to her feet and looked at me. I shrugged my shoulders. Yes, no one.
Oh, weird.
What's weird? Did you find something?
I don't even know. I haven't figured it out yet.
Gino continued to scan the area. I suddenly remembered that I had to play the role of omniscient person who knew the whole planet inside and out. So the most unaffected facial expression, I said, I assure you, it's absolutely safe and no one lives here. Besides, who would survive in this heat? My words, which sounded surprisingly natural and unperturbed, apparently cheered Juno up. She continued to rummage in the sand, studying the pebbles and particles of various substances she came across. At that time, I could hardly stand on my feet, and the feeling of sweat trickling down my temples was an obvious sign to finish up the research quickly. Wait, what? What? Wait. There's a stream element spot for YouTube. What? I'm sorry. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to. Oh, it's a very different for YouTube. I'll have to work on that later. More than likely after I set up a community Discord. Suddenly I felt a jolt. It seemed to come from everywhere, as the planet itself had shuddered.
Did you feel that?
Gino turned to look at me. I shrugged, trying to stay calm. Yeah, I said WTF too high because my chat, I'd never seen that message from Stream Elements on YouTube. I've seen a similar one on Twitch, but not YouTube. I don't know. He was a falling rock?
That's unlikely. My sensors have detected.
At that moment, I screamed and jumped. The dragon on my feet seemed to move. Juno looked at me, and I looked back at her with huge eyes.
What the?
She didn't have time to finish. A huge something burst out of the ground. Sand splashed in all directions. The ground under my feet was shaking, and I couldn't do anything to hold back a loud scream. Right between Juno and I, blocking our way to each other, a giant fat worm appeared. Juno, run! Run, Juno. I can't scream too loudly because there's someone in the other room watching TV. Or asleep. I'm not sure. And my door's open because of the cat, so I can't actually yell it out.
Vulpine, over here.
Gino dodged the huge round mouth of the worm and ran around the large body, grabbing my hand. Due to the fact that I was confident in the safety of this place, we had moved quite far away from the jet, and now we could easily become the lunch of an underground worm. Gino ran away, still holding my hand, but I couldn't run as fast as she could. The worm, diving underground again, chased us, hoping to snatch its prey. Oh my God, we're in Tremors. It's a graboid.
You said there was no one here.
I thought there was no one here.
But you said you knew.
Sand got into my mouth. I coughed, and as the ground moved away from under my feet, I fell. Just at this moment, the huge worm popped out of the ground again. Juno, help! Juno froze in place. Interference jumped across her helmet, and I couldn't understand the expression on her face. Sand got into my eyes. I could feel the worm coming towards me, and I smelled a terrible stench of its breath. A terrible stench from its mouth. And after I had already said goodbye to life, there was a loud bang. I opened my eyes. Juno was holding what she called a gun in her hand. She aimed at the worm and pulled the trigger.
Get up, quickly.
The worm became distracted and squeaked loud, so grabbed me and almost dragged me to the jet. We barely had enough time to get in, so Juno threw me into the chair and shouted,
Pixie, let's get out of here.
Pixie obeyed, the jet hummed, and we soared into the air. I was breathing heavily, sitting in an armchair, trying to calm the frantic pounding of my heart. Juno was sitting next to me with her elbows on her knees and her head in her hands, staring at the floor. Her helmet was expressionless. We were silent for a few minutes while we just tried to catch our breath. My legs were still shaking from running so fast, and my hip hurt from the falling. Soon, a bruise would appear. Phew, we did it. A smile appeared on my lips. Did you see that huge bastard? He almost ate me. Thanks for... Juno didn't let me finish. She got up and silently left, leaving me alone. The module door closed behind her with a soft click. Completely unaware of what had happened and why Juno had reacted like that, I continued to sit in the chair in silence and solitude. Pixie? Yes, Vulpine. Did I say something wrong? Sorry, Vulpine. I can't talk about this. It's personal. Would you like to drink some water and change your clothes? I frowned even harder. What couldn't Pixie talk about? What can't you talk about? Sorry, Vulpine. I can't tell you. Would you like to drink some water and change your clothes? This conversation was going nowhere. I leaned back in my chair and ran my hand over my face. Grains of sand stuck in my skin and I was covered with a large layer of either dust or gritty dirt. Yeah, I would. Thanks, Pixie. Time passed. Juno didn't talk to me for the next day. Oh. Has she realized that our character isn't exactly who she meant, that he lied about him knowing things? When we went to the western forest, she worked without a single word. She silently scanned the area and shoved samples into my hands, but refused to answer any of my questions. I knew I had done something wrong, but I didn't know what it was. Several times I tried to start a conversation or ask something, but Juno either answered me surely yes or no, or ignored my words altogether. I felt lousy. During the few days that Juno and I had traveled together, I'd gotten used to her communication and the sound of her voice. I'd never been as interested in anyone as I was in her. Maybe it was because I'd never talked to anyone so much about anything in the world, about life, about fate, about nature, and so on. It seemed to me that Juno and I had found a common language. I was sure that she felt the same way. And now I didn't understand what had happened, or how to fix it. I didn't want to lose contact with Juno. I had never experienced such togetherness with anyone as I did with her. When we were walking through the forest, this time quite a rare one, with a comfortable trodden road, Juno said,
You lied to me, didn't you? You don't know anything about your planet.
I froze, no longer trailing behind her. My heart sank into my heels, my face turned bright red, and I didn't know what to answer with. Well, what makes you think that? Oh, our character's an idiot.
Because it's impossible to not know about the freaking giant worms if you know the whole planet like the back of your hand.
Juno turned to me, an anger expression on her helmet. I hesitated. What could I say? After all, she was right. I had no idea I was putting us both in danger. May have once read about something like this in the books, but I didn't know that giant worms lived in the southern desert.
Vulpine. Tell me the truth.
Yes, you're right. You're 100% right. I don't know much about nature. Or even much about the planet as a whole. I've never left my village. Juno looked at me in surprise and then growled furiously. She kicked a large stone with her foot and it flew off in another direction.
Why did you lie to me? Should have said right away. Am I your babysitter? I need a guide, not a liability. You don't know anything?
I couldn't tell you. Otherwise you wouldn't have taken me.
That's right, I wouldn't have taken you and you wouldn't be and I wouldn't have taken you. I wouldn't take you and wouldn't be responsible for your life.
But I had to leave. What else was I supposed to do? You came out of nowhere, said you were from town, I was confused.
Don't lie to me, Vulpine. You didn't get confused. You decided to play traveler, took advantage of me. But I'm not your babysitter. I thought you were an experienced person. I thought you knew everything about your planet. But what'd you do to talk to me? A hug. I hung a power stone around my neck. And if you had died yesterday, what would I do? What would I say in your village?
What's the difference? I'm alive.
You're alive thanks to me.
Juno stamped her foot in anger. She was breathing heavily in the face when I turned bright red with unfiltered rage. I didn't know how to justify myself. After all, Juno was right. I made a deal by lying to her about everything. The only thing I didn't lie about was my name. And she had a big mission. She had to study the planet, not solve my problems for me. I felt terribly ashamed and immediately regretted that I had not told the truth from the very beginning. My face lit up with a blush. Sorry, Gino. I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't mean like just...
Just what? Why did you end up in the river if you never left the village? Why did you ask to come with me? What do you want, Vulpine?
I bit my lip. Sighing heavily, I sat down on a fallen log and dropped my head in my hands. Do you remember how I told you about the boy who became the chosen one? Allegedly the mother of heaven chose him and...
I remember. So what does that have to do with it?
This boy is me. I was 3 years old and the elders told me that I had a great destiny. That my life was predetermined by the mother of heaven. That she had a mission for me. That's why I was sent here. According to the prophecy, I was supposed to become the ruler of the northern valley in the future. Become a savior and cope with some terrible threat. I never had a choice, you know. I was raised as a chosen one. I was treated as a chosen one. And not as a simple person. Even my parents called me the chosen one and savior every day. Not by name. Everything was forbidden to me. I ate according to a schedule. My day was scheduled by the minute. I wasn't allowed to read what I wanted, do what I wanted, go where I wanted. I lived there as a pet. And so, on my 20th birthday, I couldn't do it anymore. I spoke in front of the whole village. I had to prepare a speech for every birthday, and this time I just expressed everything that boiled over. That there is no mother heaven. There is no destiny. In general, I don't believe in all this. I said in front of everyone. In front of elders. In front of parents. They almost shoved me to the healers. They would definitely lock me into the house and just wait for the threat to come. But it might never come. Now it's been my whole life within 4 walls. Like some kind of decoration. Not a person. So I ran away. I just ran through the woods until I was exhausted. I didn't know what to do. I asked myself, where would I go now? In the forest? I would just die alone. and they go back to the village. This was, well, a voluntary surrender for my whole life. I don't want that kind of life, Juno. I want to live like a person. I want to travel, see the world. What's happening? Well, okay. If you missed the first stream that I did this a while back, at the beginning there was a prophecy, and our character was prophesized to be the chosen one, to become the leader of the village and save the village from some catastrophe as an adult. Our character got sick and tired of not being able... Yeah, I have a VOD on my YouTube channel. But I'll figure out how to summarize right now. What was I saying? Yeah, so our character got sick and tired of it. Couldn't do anything outside of the of what was predetermined for him. And he said, fuck it. What you all believe in isn't real. It's all fake. I'm tired of this. I'm out. Peace. Unfortunately, he failed to realize that he did not know what it means to live outside of his village, and how to be an adult. While he is physically an adult, training-wise, he has no idea what the hell he's doing. Nothing. And if you want a more detailed story for the first part, like I said, there is a VOD on my YouTube channel from a couple weeks ago from the first part of this game. Yeah, this is only my second stream of this game. Alright, let's continue on. Then you showed up, said you needed a guide. And I decided that this was my chance, that now I could escape and no one would find me. That I would see the world, and you would help me with this. Well, I'd help you and you'd help me. I didn't mean you any harm, Gino, honestly. I just wanted to become your friend. I sighed and ran my hands over my face. Gino, after hearing my confession, sat silently in the same place, not knowing how to answer. My throat's been really dry. Water. H2O. Dry. Dinosaur piss.
Dang, man, someone really spent channel points for you to drink some water? Like, dang, do you need help? Are you okay? Like, dude, over here looking like a dried shrimp.
Alright, I'll try to get some more water. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Alright, let's continue. I'm sorry I lied to you, but I really like traveling with you. I've never been friends with anyone. I've never had anyone. Just as Damien I was talking about, but he doesn't care about me, you know? He is only called my friend, but in fact, he's not a friend at all. I understand if you want me to leave, but I would like to stay with you. I've never had a great time with anyone, and thanks for saving me yesterday. Yesterday? Wouldn't that have been a couple days ago? If it wasn't for you, I would really be gone. When I finished my story, I looked away to the ground. I was afraid that Gina would drive me away and tell me to return to the village. Or even worse, she would just leave me here. And I'd never get to the northern village from here, because we were almost on the other side of the planet, no matter how small, according to Gino, it may have been. I didn't want it to end so suddenly after all. We had fun together. Gino sighed, walked over and sat down next to me on the log.
Oh, need friends, Vulpine. That's why I travel alone. Just not to make friends.
Why? I thought we were, I thought you enjoyed hanging out with me. Yes, I did. And I do. It's great. Even fun and interesting to be with you, but...
Perhaps change the voice. Yes, I did. And I do. It's great, even fun and interesting to be with you, but I don't need it. That is, well, I can't. I shouldn't get attached to anyone. It's fraught with consequences.
What consequences? Gino was silent for a few moments before finally giving up.
Sorry, Vulpine. I also lied to you. I actually had a friend. My very best friend. You met on one of the planets I was exploring. His name was Toshi. He was my guy on that planet. Both our arms so old, he also became my friend. There was nothing keeping him on the planet. He had neither relatives nor friends. So he decided to fly with me. We traveled for a long time, lived side by side, and helped each other, and then... Well, on one of the planets we fell into a trap, and Toshi...
Gino paused, her voice trembling. I pursed my lips, already realizing what had happened to Toshi. Gino looked really broken.
When Toshi died, there was nothing I could do. And even if I could, I didn't do anything. I just didn't have time. I only managed to make my own way out. He urged me to leave. Said I shouldn't even think about staying with him. And I had to leave. Those would have died together. For a while it seemed to me that it would have been better if I died with him. Going with this constant feeling of guilt. Always with me, no matter what I do. And it can't be fixed. Toshi can't be returned. When I came to my senses about never making any friends again. Or even so I get attached to those with whom I travel around the planets. The guides became the just helpers for me. And I tried to stay away from them. But with you, it's really great to meet with you. Feels like with Toshi, but a different way, of course. And when he showed up, I realized how lonely I've been all this time. But I can't get attached, you know? I can't let it happen, because when I might lose it again, I just can't face it again. What would have happened? What could have happened if I hadn't saved you yesterday?
I agreed with a sigh. I would have died.
Exactly. Right in front of my eyes. When I saw you lying there, and this worm was ready to devour you, I fell into a stupor. It was as if Toshi appeared before my eyes, and the history was repeating itself. I don't know by what miracle I managed to pull myself together and help you. If I don't want to lose a friend again, you know? It's hard. It's too hard.
But you can't be alone all your life. Gino looked at me with a sad face. I didn't know how she felt. I had never lost any friends. I didn't have any friends at all in the first place. And I could only imagine how scary it was to carry such a burden. And to blame myself every day. But at the same time, I knew that no one had to blame themselves every day. It was too hard to live with such a load. You can't control who you get attached to. And if that happened, maybe it should have. Gino smiled sadly.
Faith?
I chuckled, realizing her words. Something like that. You know, I'm sure Toshi wouldn't want you to be alone for the rest of your life, and not let anyone near you. What would he say to you now if he heard all this? Gino thought about it, then laughed softly and said something in a stern voice in language I didn't know. Whatever that means.
This translates as, let's say, well, pick up your synopsis, stop behaving like a child. Though she was quite strict when it came to self-flagellation. His philosophy was somewhat similar to yours. He believed that what was meant to happen couldn't be avoided, and what had already happened couldn't be changed. He would only get angry if he found out that for so many years I had been afraid to say an extra word to my assistants or even start a conversation. Because the more you talk to them about abstract topics, the more you get attached.
I think you and I have found each other. I didn't have any friends because no one wanted to be friends with me. Well, everyone wanted to be friends with the chosen one, not with me. And you don't have any friends because you're afraid to make them. I think we're cut from the same cloth. Chino just smiled.
Maybe you're right.
I will try to help you, Gino. I promise. We don't have to, well, become very close friends. We can be friends for now, get used to each other, and if we become best friends, then so be it. Now I will try not to be a burden to you, okay? I held my hand to Gino. She looked at it with incomprehension in her eyes, but apparently quickly remembered what it meant. Smiling, she sniffed, as if she was crying, and squeezed my hand in a handshake.
Alright. Let everything go as it goes, and then we'll see, right?
Yeah. Well, are we going to look for any stuff for your research?
Yes, it will be dark soon. Let's get this over with as soon as possible, and then we'll go and look for more of your roots.
I almost shuddered. By the way, I wanted to say, honestly, I don't know what these roots are. They are disgusting, and I will never eat them again. Gino exclaimed.
Then why did you eat them?
Well, I just don't know how to distinguish edible mushrooms from inedible ones, and roots are safer than mushrooms. And in short, I lied to you. Sorry, but that's the last thing I lied to you about, honestly.
I must admit, I suspected something like that. But these roots stank terribly. I can't imagine how you ate them. What is it again?
Honestly, I have no idea. Gino looked at me and then laughed out loud.
What's wrong with you, Vulpine? You eat such filth? Just not to tell the truth? Your endurance is enviable. I probably wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, great. What did he say? I forgot what I didn't catch it. No! Shoot. Let's just forget about it. We'll find something better.
Forget? Well, no way. I'll remind you of it every day.
Aww. That was sweet at the end. Alright. I think it's close enough. It's almost close. It's just about time. Well, we can go for a few more minutes, but I think that's a good spot to end tonight, guys. With Gino and our character making amends, and the reveal from Juno about why she was trying to remain distant. Man, that's a lot of character growth right there. Holy smokes. I did not expect that from a dating sim, honestly. But hey, unexpected things can happen. But anyways, it is just, I think it's close enough where we could end for the night, guys. Yeah, pretty much. Let's okay, let me save real quick. I'm gonna save it here, right there. That way this one can be the one where we come back to this one can we do we can do the replay on Discord. The first one with the 18 plus DLC content. Don't know if there is one in that one, but I'm gonna go through it quickly, and then if there is, I'll on my own off stream. Probably this weekend is if I so that way Wish can be off from work. Because I think he said he works Monday through Friday. Because I know he was looking forward to that. All right. Now a few things I need to say. I am still debating doing daily weekday streams, or at least do more streams so there isn't like a big gap between when continuing a game. For example, I mean, you can just look at the save files here. The last time I played this was on October 15th. Yeah, the only problems that may arise is with IRL things. Then again, I do evenings, so it shouldn't be a problem. And I typically tend to let everyone know ahead of time on Discord and Twitter, and if I gotta cancel a stream. So yeah, I think I will be starting doing daily weekday streams next week. So I think next week will be Monday. Will be Puzzle Mondays like usual. Wednesdays, well, I think we're just gonna do My Furry Protogen. And Fridays, of course, they're the Phasmo days. Phasmophobia days on Fridays. Tuesdays, I'm just gonna, grab one of the other games that I've got on my backlog. Action Tuesdays or Action Thursdays, I'm not sure. We'll think of something for Tuesday and Thursday. But I think I'll start that next week. Choice Chamber. Actually, Community Thursdays. I would consider Choice Chamber a community game. So I'll do that Community Thursdays. I'll flush it out. But I'll do the community games on Thursdays. With the games with the community, with followers like Choice Chamber, for example, or if I can ever get one working like what are they called? I forget what they're called. It's like Choice Chamber with random games. All right. Anyways, that's it for now, everyone. I think for coming thing, I'll see you guys next stream. For now, it'll be Friday, but hopefully next week I'll be doing the stream more often. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.